Last mission. Final boss mode.
What's good, Joe? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is LB, a lot of Del Boss, aka Shuttleworth the God, the GOAT artist, the Soul Wars creator, RainGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxer in the building. Ring Gang Radio, salute. Let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. Actually, he's above ground today. In 2021, seems like crime has lessened. So, he's taking a little break, from ninjas in pajamas and niggas with brains in their stomachs and niggas that wear all types of aluminum all over them.
I mean, crime kind of chill on Martin Luther King Day, so
Oh, that's true. Yes, it is Martin Luther King Day. So I mean, even criminals have some type of morality, So, but as always, P, we salute you for your service. So yeah,
not because the criminals are taking a break, because you trying to have a little slick racist joke in the back of your head.
Yeah. I mean, even we take one day. Criminals take one day to be scared of Batman. So you know what I'm saying?
It's like, man, you said the criminals are chilling on Martin Luther King Day. I wonder why.
Oh man, but yeah, we have some boxing to talk about. Today, this week, finally. Because it seems like fucking Campbell and Garcia was like a month ago, even though it was only a couple weeks ago, or actually almost 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get to that in a minute. First though, we're gonna talk about something, animation flick, because we haven't done one of those in a minute. So something came out, or technically it didn't come out officially yet, but somehow, Ring Gang Radio, we managed to get some things, early sometime. And of course I'm talking about Batman Soul of the Dragon, and that, and LB he was asking me about that shit mad early too. I was like, no, and that's like, no, nigga, this shit don't come out, we gotta wait until at least within 2 weeks before that shit comes out anywhere.
Yeah, I had my eye on this one because I seen the little trailer. I was like, dope, perhaps may be it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this one is definitely different from like the other, other Batman movies, because usually the other ones are they're not really humorous in any type of way. They don't really have any stylish to them except violence or niggas with a lot of mental illness. Actually,
like there's no theme to it. Like the Superman movies always get different themes.
Right.
But the Batman movies is always doing some like, look, we're gonna take one of these niggas from the rogue gallery. Who y'all want? Riddler? What Joker? What Two-Face? What Penguin? Which one? And
and then we're gonna emphasize how mentally ill they are and how violent.
Yeah. And we'll throw in a little twist, and Batman's gonna go through some real shit. But he's gonna recover at the end, and there'll be a little fight, and there you go. Like Superman, he get themes, he get future, you get Russian Superman, you get Superman. Lobo comes out with Superman. It's like, nigga, like the Batman always get like, he get dealt with differently. But I think that's because he got so many great villains and side characters. It's like you take it for granted.
Yeah, and then Batman himself doesn't need to be like mentally ill, for a superhero. So,
man, look, you keep chasing after and beating up the same people without killing them. You got a problem too, my nigga.
Facts.
Yeah, that's the whole reason they did the killing joke. Come on, man. I know y'all seen that.
Oh yeah, that shit is classic. Oh man, but at least this one, Batman Full Soul of the Dragon, at least for once, they actually try to show a different side of Batman.
Man, this didn't even feel like a Batman movie. Like, for real. Batman was so out of place in this.
Yeah.
Nah, this shit worked for me. I liked it. Like I thought it was dope. Like it was a different take. Like
I'm not saying it wasn't dope. I'm just like I felt like they shouldn't have even just put Batman on this because like Batman, it didn't feel like a Batman movie. We could have just said Soul of the Dragon like without the Batman title.
Well, let's put it this way, bro. Like Batman is that dude for DC. So DC is like, if we're gonna sell one of these movies, if we're gonna try to at least introduce some characters into the DC animated
what
universe.
other character that would have worked with? Like Batman is the only person it would have made things.
Bronze Tiger is a dope character. Like forget about
Yeah, but I mean to hold the whole film.
Mhm.
Like I think I think now, like afterwards, now you could do like a Bronze Tiger spinoff. Like literally, this is like Bronze Tiger.
Like Bronze Tiger and Richard Dragon are dope on their own. I'm like if they fit more in this movie than Batman did.
And I think that was the point to actually have that. I think that was
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's like they the featured artist. Like Batman's Tupac and like he putting the Outlaws on, but the Outlaws got potential to be like, do their own thing. Like, nah, but King P, he want the Outlaws with their shit coming out first.
Yeah.
He want to skip steps and shit.
Yeah, like I said, Batman. Batman. There's been so many stories about Batman. Like, for once, we use Batman to actually try to introduce some new characters, and that's where Soul of the Dragon worked because, like all the characters pretty much they all made their mark in the film, especially Bronze Tiger and everything like that. And of course the Sensei on there.
Shiva.
Shiva, Jade. I mean, there was a whole bunch of the characters, and they quickly made their mark. And the movie let me know off the bat that she was gonna be raw. When the villain, after I don't know how I spoil this, but let's just say it was some extras he paid for that the person in question didn't expect, and that let me know off that this movie was gonna be some shit.
I know the movie was gonna be dope when I heard the fucking soundtrack.
Yes,
the soundtrack was a whole motherfucking vibe. Like, it really put you into the whole 70s era. Like,
the
clothing, the decorations, like everything, the music, like just really stood out. Like, that was good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 70s motif, like I say. Honestly, I think I probably should be born in the 70s sometimes the way I'd be acting. You know what I'm saying? So, I was definitely fucking with the whole vibe of that. Like every one of them's like, 70s. It was like Enter the Dragon pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. They kept having the little monologues, like not monologues, but they made it so dramatic when they was about to do something. Like whenever they would tool up, niggas is like, okay. Yeah.
It was
and then
like
the flashbacks.
Yeah.
It was like Batman mixed with kung fu mixed with blaxploitation. Like the whole vibe was
but it worked though.
It did, It absolutely did, and it had a little bit of like James Bond influence in their shit too.
Yeah, like honestly, like it was a send off to like everything from that era, like the little espionage James Bond shit. Mm-hmm. You had like the mystical cult hippie worship shit. Yeah. You had the martial arts. You had the little demon part in it. All, different. It's like it hit every point. Like you're like, okay. Like how they gonna fuck it up? How they gonna fuck it up? And you know what? They never really fuck it up.
Yeah, like the whole snake cult thing. The shit reminded me of Conan the Barbarian with Tulsa Doom and everything like that. The whole shit, like the whole theme of that being like, among the villains, man. And I was like, and of course I love Conan the Barbarian, so I was like, I'm fucking with like they really took from a lot of different movies and the influences for the story, Yeah,
it's like they made the Jada album, like, but they made it work. It's like, you know what? We gonna have some trap on there. We got Primo for like 2 tracks. I got P-Rock scheduled for next week.
But we got
bringing Pharrell. Like, okay, hold on. Like y'all niggas is trying to do a lot here. Hold on. But they made it work.
And it was funny too because Batman, though, like as P mentioned out, like this could have not been. This could have easily been a movie without Batman. But Batman in there, like he was treated like the redheaded stepchild at times in this movie, like literally and figuratively, like Like, I mean, because I mean, in this particular case, like Batman, this was not. I mean, this was Batman before he really became Batman. Like he was in the early stages of Batman. So it was just like, you know, he wasn't whooping ass. Like it was 50-50. Sometimes he was getting his ass whooped.
He was getting his ass whooped most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this movie is heavily kung fu influenced, and when you think of Batman, you don't think of kung fu. So that's why I'm like,
but you think of martial art. Like me personally, every time I always think of Batman as martial arts.
I don't.
It don't have to necessarily be kung fu. Because that's how I feel like the newer Batman movies kind of failed that.
But that's what Batman seems too gimmicky for for when it comes to like grouping him in with the martial arts type. Like,
but that's what he was doing. It's like they don't have a good job of illustrating it in a lot of the movies and shit.
Because
I'd say a lot of the live action movies, like a lot of the live action Batmans, like I mean, obviously you go back to the Adam West Batmans, nigga was like, you know, punch, poof.
Yeah, it was corny, but okay, when you got Tim Burton Batman, the first Batman, you knew Batman knew some martial arts. Like he wasn't just doing no regular nigga shit. Yeah. But he had gadgets, so it was balanced. But it's like the new Batmans, it's like the way it's filmed.
Too much on the gadgets anyway in the newer ones.
Yeah, but they don't film it like he a martial artist. They film it like he's tussling and struggling in a costume and he pulls out a gadget.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing I ain't like about these Nolan Ryan, what the fuck? Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
About his films, like they're cool, but
the Batman. Usually the Batman, like the first Batman movie I think was probably the closest to actually having Batman, like in terms of how he treated the martial arts aspect of him. They actually got that.
There you go. Like,
but the second one was just like it
became a Joker show, and then the third one you kind of got it back because you gotta fight Bane, right? Mm-hmm. So that should be missing. But if you look at the DC, like the Batman animated movies, like it always be martial arts based.
Yeah, I mean Batman be put to ass in a lot of them,
that's one thing they need to get that shit back with, like. Mm-hmm. Like Batman supposed to have hands, like he supposed to be like okay, like really like the Batman movies, the martial arts should be on the level of the Captain America movies.
Absolutely, and looks and that's why I like Soul of the Dragon, because at least Soul of the Dragon, like even in places where he's getting his ass whooped, like it was stressing martial arts, like it wasn't no struggle fighting, no biff bam, roundhouse.
No 1,000 gadgets.
Yeah.
House of 1,000 gadgets and utility belts.
And like I said, like in the story itself too, like the story itself is nothing complex, it's just it's your typical evil cult, evil snake cult, trying to
bring back a demon or a god, and they gotta stop it.
Yes, and the violence, and the violence is plenty. Like there's plenty of. Surprisingly, it's not bloody violence. I thought it would be a lot bloodier, but the violence is there. It's still high.
Yeah. Like that's one thing. Like it's not like a brutal. It's not like the Mortal Kombat movies. Like, but it is violent. Like it's real fighting. Like dudes getting fucked up in this.
Finger to the neck. Fingers.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That shit was wild. Like I ain't gonna lie. Do it using one finger.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, like that was one of the best parts in the movie.
Yeah, and definitely props to the animation, because I can only imagine how many cells or whatever it took to actually animate those type of, like those were some serious martial arts shit they animated.
That shit was flowing. Like I mean, it ain't got a high school level, but it was pretty good.
Yeah. And then also the voice cast, was pretty good. I mean, obviously, it's good to see Michael J. White. He was Bronze Tiger, and then Mark Dacascos. I can never pronounce his fucking name. Dacascos, and he was Richard Dragon, and James Hong was the Sensei. Kelly Hu was Lady Shiva. And that's a name you don't hear a whole lot of either. So everyone did their thing. With the voice. I mean, Michael J. White. Honestly, he was born to do 70s shit.
his part was his part hit. Like it's like everybody got their moments in the movie. Like I thought it was just real put together, real dope. It was fast paced, never felt bored.
No, never.
So it was kind of in many ways too fast paced, honestly. Like, I felt like
he was always giving you something. Like you never got a chance to let anything marinate.
I couldn't really, like, half the times, like, they went through things so quickly, I couldn't really digest the scenes. I'm like, damn.
Stop
like,
looking at your phone.
Yeah. Like, the one thing, too, is, like, I mean, one thing I think that this could have done at least was kind of flesh out, like, the backstories for the other characters. At least, you know, a little bit more. I think they only did it, like briefly for some of them. But I think
because they only gave you what you really needed to know. Because that's the thing. Like, I feel like if they stayed away from trying to make it all sappy and get too melodramatic with the relationships between everybody, it was more business. Look, we got something we got to do. Look, get this nigga. Hey, I get him. Okay, get her. Let's do that. Like, remember how how the drama shit was like so forced in the damn the Deathstroke movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And the dialogue and the movie was badass. Like the whole movie was badass, but that aspect of it, you could say it could, it brought it down a notch, or it didn't help the movie. Damn sure didn't help the movie get better. So,
Word.
So at least I don't think like I mean I get what you're saying, but I don't think it takes away from the movie.
Or I'm thinking that maybe it's just just want to give them an introduction, and then if DC does actually spin off for these characters, then maybe they'll probably go into more detail on their backgrounds at some point.
Yeah, which I think would be dope because now you kind of welcome a retread,
right?
And remember, like Bronze Tiger, I think this is like the third movie he's been in.
Yeah, they haven't really used him as much, Bronze Tiger.
Yeah, but every time they use him, it's always dope. Yeah. So, and I think this is like the biggest part he's been in one of these movies. So, I could see him, maybe next time, even bigger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I definitely want to see more of Sandra Woosan, or I always call her that Lady Shiva. I always call her Woosan. But I want to see more Shiva. Shiva's badass.
Shiva was badass. Like, yeah, damn, she was badass in the motherfucker. Like, just the whole vibe. Like, you dishonor me.
Yeah.
Because I remember her from like the old comics. Because that's what I was like, Shiva and Richard Dragon were like fighting back in the old comics. So like those were dope. Like they could incorporate that in a movie and that would be excellent.
Yeah, they just did.
But no, like centered around them, like those two.
I mean, that might actually, who knows, that might actually be a thing.
Yeah, that could be the next step, but I feel like this is a good foundation. I wouldn't even mind a sequel to see like it pick up from where it ends.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely the ending's definitely open ended. Like
that's what I was like, huh? When at the ending, I was like, huh? Seriously? Then I'm like, they left it that so that if they ever wanted to run back to the water, get more water from this well, they can.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, the well was cool. Like, like King PB sounded like man, like, you really shouldn't be getting those free refills. Like, what you mean? I paid. Like,
I wasn't expecting a Netflix type ending. Like,
no way. That ending's way better than the Netflix ending. What the fuck? How's it a Netflix ending when it's like they resolved everything and they just kind of left it where you're like, okay.
But they didn't resolve everything, and like the way that it came was like, oh well, there's more, and then end. I'm like, it wasn't bad, but it was underwhelming. Like,
that's one of those. There's more, but it's done in a movie ending type of way. It's not like a real cliffhanger where you're like, oh shit, are they gonna do? No. It's like they resolve the movie's issue and then they just kind of present. It's like they kind of fuck with you, like, and ta-da, like. think about let me ask you this. All right.
To me, because I don't like when they do that. I don't like.
Y'all remember that Bruce Lee movie where I think it's is it Chinese Connection? It's the second movie. It's the movie where he goes back to Japan.
Yeah, and is it the one where he rushes toward where they, and the cops,
Yeah, and they about to shoot him at that. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Which movie is that? I can't remember. I haven't watched the Bruce Lee movie.
It's I think it's a Chinese Connection.
Yeah, it's Chinese Connection.
Okay, Chinese Connection. And it's the movie Jet Li remade too. So if you seen one of them, spoiler alert, the one Bruce Lee at the end, fucking pigs came for him.
Fist of Fury. I call it Fist of Fury.
Yeah, it has like 2 different names.
Yeah. But it's Chinese Connection sounds more appropriate because I guess the story and.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so the ending is basically, he's getting ready, the pigs come from him, Troll shows up, and he has to turn himself in. He could either do it on some regular shit, but he does some extra shit where he jumps up, and the movie stops, and you hear the guns go off.
Yeah.
That's the same type of. Now, could he end up getting shot? Could one of these dudes miss? Yeah, could he end up kicking one of them dudes? Maybe. Yeah. But it ends with,
No, but that's different because it ends ambiguously, but
this is ambiguous too.
With the Fist of Fury ambiguous ending, it's there's really not much to it. Even if something more happened, it's not much. Whereas there could be way much more you could get into with this, and then it's okay, well, let's take this to go. It's like Takeout.
You want a whole other movie though.
But that's the thing. I don't like that. Oh, we finished. We resolved this. Oh, but wait, a new challenge.
I'm gonna get you right here. Weren't you one of the niggas who liked that trash ass platform ending?
I didn't say I liked it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't.
Okay, so hold on. So you can't tell me the Batman movie had a worse ending than the fucking platform.
I'm not saying that it did. I didn't. I don't dislike it. I don't like
which
ending
was worse?
I don't like this style of ending.
Which ending was worse?
I mean, the ending, I would probably have to say the ending, all things considered, the ending for Soul of the Dragon was better. But that doesn't mean that I object. I'm talking about me personally. I don't like that type of ending. But objectively, it's still the better ending. But I don't like it. It just personally annoys me. Because it's okay. It's like going to a restaurant and then still having 40% of your food still left when you're about to eat. Oh well, let's take it to go. So now we gotta wait a whole another time to get that takeout food, or they could just throw it out and then you don't get anything. And it's there's still a lot there. You could have done something with that.
Oh man, this nigga, he's still upset about that food, huh?
Absolutely.
Spazzing, yo.
Oh man, so yeah, we just go right into it. What's your score, bro?
I was gonna give it an 8. I was gonna say 7.5, and then I'm oh wait, we don't do half, so I'll do an 8. Yeah, I'll do an 8.
See, because deep down, the movie's better than a 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. We not gonna cheat excellence with that half-point bullshit.
Well, this time I rounded up instead of rounded down.
Yeah, you would have to, because deep down the movie was
closer to an 8. Yeah, it's closer to an 8 than a 7. So
I had to get to the real reason with the ending hate.
I'll all things considered, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So what about Pat?
I will give this a 9 out of 10. Only because, I was really fucking with it. I mean, because usually when LB was raving about this shit, I was okay, he's raving about this shit. So I gotta see how this is. I gotta get down and watch this. And like I said, I love. There's not enough 70s influence shit. So that always gets me. And like fact, like I said, like P said, like the shit was flowing, like there wasn't really any slow spots, like once the shit got going, it went until it got to the
DC
ending.
knows how to capture a vibe.
Yeah.
No other place knows how to capture a vibe like DC. They could do it animated or real life, because the vibe I got from this shit was like the vibe I got from the Joker. Like it took me back.
Yeah, and like I said, and honestly, I was just impressed by the animation and everything. So, and it was just the minor stuff kept. There's some minor things I mentioned before that kept it from 10, but it's a strong 9 to me. So, what
were the minor things that kept?
Like I said, like the lack of backstory on the characters. Like I could have they could have fleshed them out just a little bit better. Yeah. And okay, they're all crazy.
The movie was like 80 minutes. Like if you would have added maybe 10 more minutes to the movie, a background, I don't think that could have hurt it.
No. It would like I say, if we at least had that, at least like they're not just there. I would have said this was like it was flawless, but it was just minor stuff like that. I mean, that's just something I'm just like a stickler for though. But like I said,
what do you think about the ending?
I mean, I had no problem with the ending. Like they, you
didn't want to see a whole nother movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like I mean, we're gonna get it down the line. There's no question about that.
But what if we don't?
Then you just enjoyed a great moment at that time, nigga. Like,
yeah, but it was a waste of potential.
How, when you enjoyed what you got though?
But when you,
that's like saying, okay, that's like you don't marry a chick that you smash and that shit was just perfect night. like who cares about the potential when you were just trying to get that moment?
Yeah, but that's different because it's like, okay, I got that moment and then it's done. It's not, I got that moment, but wait, there's an inkling of more because of something that was shown, and then you cut it off right after that.
But okay, what if Shorty says, well, we got to do this again, and then she never holler at you again? That's the same shit, right?
Not really.
Okay, so you want the bitch to just curse you out afterwards on something. You almost had it for good, but you fucked it up. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, like
oh my god, like boxing fans are the worst. I could tell you a boxing fan like with that shit. I mean, it would have been a perfect performance, but he did get buzzed a little slightly in the end of the second round.
He didn't, he could have finished his opponent in the 12th round, but he coasted. You know what I'm saying? He coasted.
He did a Freitas Gregorian. Well, I don't understand why he would coast in the 12th round. He dropped his opponent twice. Pretty much has the fight in the bag. Well,
yeah, he did a Thurman Bundu. Like, yeah.
Oh man.
Well, so
but I agree with Pat. It's a 9.
Okay. And from your case, what kept it from being a 10?
I don't know. It really could be a 10. But to me, I felt like the reason why it's a 9, because I feel like the finale, like the ending was good. Mm-hmm. But the way they set up certain things in the movie, I kind of felt like we was going to get a different type of ending or different type of climactic battle at the end. And we kind of got something else, which was good.
Oh, look at you now dissecting the ending, and when you're getting mad at me for doing the same thing. Oh,
nah. Cause, okay, look. All right, fuck it. All right, spoilers. I'm just saying it right now. So if you one of these, you guys shut your ass up. Look, basically, I guess they was alluding to like. When the whole dimensional portal got opened up, there was low-key alluding to like a big ass snake or some creature in the back somehow.
Right.
And you never really kind of got that. Yeah, you got a different battle with the spirit, came into the sensei and all that shit, but it's like they alluded to that. They alluded that battle. And then at the very end on the cliffhanger part when it ends, it's like they kind of want to bring it back to you. And so that's why I was kind of going at King P, because I felt where he was coming from. But I felt like they kind of head faked this out a little bit too with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they don't allude to that part, then maybe the whole ending part doesn't work that they're trying to do. So I see where they're coming from, but I felt like we could have got a better final battle. That's all I'm saying. Like, because I felt like we got tons of great fights throughout the movie.
Yeah, the final battle was kind of mid.
But we got like a good ass mid battle at the end where during the whole movie we're like, oh shit, everything's brutal. Boom, boom, boom.
The emotional connection at the end between the characters was better than the actual fight.
Yeah, because you really got to see the bond and how, niggas fuck with each other. So, the movie wasn't perfect, but it comes close.
Yeah.
It's just a few little misgivings, little hang-ups where I think they could have really, really killed it at. But, I definitely recommend it. It's one of the better... It's better than the last Superman movie. To me, it's up there with the Deathstroke. It might even be a little better, but the Deathstroke shit was like way more violent. Like,
Deathstroke was just ridiculous. It satisfied the bloodlust that I was looking for. But the
I think I gave that a 9 too, because that shit was crazy. So they're both good in its own way, but I definitely recommend it, and it seemed like everybody did too with the fucking 8s and the 9s. So shit.
Yeah. Soul Dragon is definitely, you won't regret watching it for sure. DC and DC animation, man. It keeps on rolling, and of course, obviously, just they have 2 more coming out this year, I believe. Justice Society. Yeah, one of them is Justice Society World War II. And then the other one is Batman: The Long Halloween. Those are the next 2 that are coming out this year.
Damn, y'all ODing on my motherfucking Batman.
Yeah, going to the Batman well. I'm pretty sure the Halloween one will be something about Joker.
Yeah. Well, Batman's
not Scarecrow.
Well, Batman's
Scarecrow.
Yeah, at least Batman's not. He's not in the next DC animated flick. So it's just like.
But the next one's like a Justice League, or what? He said Justice.
It sounds more like a.
Yeah, Flash, Wonder Woman, Black Canary, Steve Trevor, Hawkman, Hourman, Aquaman, they're all in that one, as well as Dr. Fate. And
damn, the fucking Superman, Batman on vacation. They said, you know what? We should be good. Wonder Woman's available.
I mean, even superheroes got to use some PTO.
Yeah, I was saying.
Hey, look, if we just keep Aquaman and Wonder Woman, we could throw the rest of you B and C leaguers, and y'all should be able to be good. You don't need Batman and Superman for everything.
Yeah, so they'll probably be like the first DC animation flick without either one of those 2 in a minute.
That's how Ring Gang gonna evolve. It's gonna be like, hey, look, man, one of you new niggas to handle it. We don't need King P and Pat and LB all the time,
Yeah, that's how we will definitely evolve.
I think it's gonna become the Aquaman and the Shazam.
But definitely though, just wrap it up. We fully recommend it. It's a good watch. DC, salute to you for another outstanding animated flick.
Hell yeah.
And like I said,
best you could do with that damn trash ass Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the live action we won't talk about.
84. Yeah, now I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I ain't even see it, so you won't even hear what I gotta say.
Nothing. You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, I just can't believe how long that damn movie was, and
long and nonsensical.
Yeah, and usually, like I said, I was a fan of the first one. I don't know what went wrong. Like,
I heard they had brought the dude from the Power Rangers, like Goldar. I heard they brought the chick from Thundercats. So they had a lot, but fuck it, let's get into some boxing now.
Yeah, let's get into the meat.
Fuck all this cosplay shit.
Yeah.